In this video, I'm going to teach you about how to interface a simple keyboard with 8051 microcontroller. As an example, I have taken 8 DIP switches. These 8 DIP switches are connected to the input ports of 8051. The port which I have selected here for this illustration is port 1. All the 8 pins of this port are connected to 8 DIP switches, namely K1, K2, etc. up to K8. On the other side, you can see there is a plus 5 volt power supply which is connected to all these input ports. These plus 5 volt power supply, they pass current through a current limiting resistor R. As long as the switches K1, K2, K3, K4, K5, K6, K7, K8, as long as they are in open condition, the current from this voltage source will be passing on to the input ports. When the switches are closed, when I, for example, let us say I am closing a switch K1, now what happens is the power supply which is connected to pin 1.0 will get short circuited. As a result, no current will be flowing into the port 1.0. So this is how we are going to read whether a particular key is pressed or not. Let us try to understand this concept by writing an ALP program, which we will be discussing in the next slide. To give you a short introduction about the status of the DIP switches, when all the DIP switches are off, the microcontroller will be getting a logic level 1 at the input pins. When you try to read the data which is present in the port registers of port 1, it will be all reading logic 1, meaning that the switches are open. If I close these switches, if the DIP switches are closed, if they are in on condition, it creates a short circuit between the plus 5 volt supply and the switch. So this makes the pins which are connected to this system to operate at logic level 0. So as an example, let us consider a case where switch K1 alone is closed. So if K1 alone is closed, then the status of the port register shall be, it will be 1, 1, 1. So it will be 0 followed with 7 ones. This will be the data which is available in the port register of port 1. In this slide, I'm going to teach about how to write a subroutine program to make 8051 microcontroller understand whether a particular key is pressed in this keyboard or not. In this example, we have taken 8 keys. So as a start, what we will normally do is we will first check the status of the key. The status of the key can be understood, can be read by the 8051 microcontroller by reading the status of port register. In this case, port 1 is connected to 8 keys. By reading the status of port 1 register, the programmer will be able to understand whether the keys are ready for any application or not. So that is the first step we will do. We will read the status of the key. Second step is, after reading the status of the key, we will be reading the status of the key at regular intervals by giving a delay of 10 milliseconds. So let's try to understand this concept. The first step is initializing the keyboard. Initializing the keyboard is, will ensure that none of the keys are pressed, and by reading the status of port 1 register, we will understand, we will ensure that all the keys are perfectly connected, perfectly interfaced with 8051 microcontroller. This shall be the first step. The second step will be reading the key signature of a pressed key. How to understand this? As discussed earlier in my online sessions, I said that when you interface a keyboard with 8051 microcontroller, you will have a problem called as key debounce problem. The key debounce problem is, when I press a particular key on my keyboard, the computer will try to understand this particular key signature as multiple key signature. Say you are pressing the alphabet A on your computer. When you are pressing and holding this key for a duration, say for 10 seconds, or say for 5 milliseconds or 10 milliseconds, the processor which is reading the signature will understand that the user is intentionally holding the key and he or she is wishing to type capital A for so many number of times. So this is how the processor will try to understand a keystroke. Now this problem is called as key debounce problem, where the user does not intentionally press the key for a longer duration to repeat that particular keystroke. Whatever is happening is unintentional, because as a programmer I cannot set a predefined limit on how much time the user should press a particular key. That is not practically feasible. To solve this issue, we have a concept called as debouncing algorithm, where in a debouncing algorithm a delay will be created in the program. So this delay normally takes a time period of 10 milliseconds. When a user presses a particular key on the keyboard, the program, the subroutine program, will give a delay for 10 milliseconds. At the end of 10 milliseconds, if the computer is trying to read the signature of the particular key which is pressed by the user, then it will try to accept the key, and after accepting the key, after reading the key code, the processor or the controller will be able to either do a task or run some other subroutine program. So this is how the concept of keyboard interfacing with 8051 will work. Fine. Now let us understand this in a more detailed way by going through this flowchart. The first step is start. So after starting, that is, this start comprises of all the initialization procedure which are required for interfacing the system. So after doing the initialization part, the next step is reading the key. Okay, let us assume that the user is pressing a particular key. So if that key is pressed, immediately the program comes to a checkbox where a decision is made. The program will check whether a particular key is pressed or not. This is done by reading the status of port 1 register. So if the program is able to decide that a particular key is pressed, then immediately the next step in the program is introducing a delay for 10 milliseconds. So this introduction of 10 millisecond delay is given for the scope of keyboard debounce. Then after this 10 millisecond delay, the program will again try to sense the keys. It will read the status of port 1 register. Still, if the program is able to read the same key code, same key signature from the keyboard interface, then what it will do is again it will check. Again it will check whether the key is pressed or not. Still, if the option is yes, then the particular key code, the particular key signature will be captured by the 8051 microcontroller or any microprocessor. So this is how it works. If there is no key press is sensed, in that case what happens is the program will go back to the start line. Fine. So this is how we have to write a program for a simple keyboard interface with 8051 microcontroller. Now let's write the program. The first instruction set I'm going to write is move a comma p1. This instruction set will move the content of p1 to accumulator. The purpose of writing this instruction set is to compare the content of p1 register with a preset value and then identify whether any key is pressed or not. Okay, that is the first step in our flowchart. After doing the initialization process in the start block, the next step is reading the keys, which means we have to read the status of keys which are connected to port 1. So that is executed on the software using this instruction. So first instruction to do that is move a comma p1. After moving the content of p1 to a, we will be comparing this data using a statement called as CNJNE. This stands for compare and jump not equal. So whenever the data which is loaded onto this statement is not equal, this will switch to a different program line. Okay, so let us do that now. CJNE a comma, I'm going to compare the content of accumulator against the immediate data FF. Fine. So when this content in A and FF, if they are not equal, the program pointer has to move to the statement which has got this label. The label which I'm going to introduce here is start. Fine. So this start label, I'm going to insert it at line number 1, okay, which is the first statement in our program, move a comma p1. So if this data is not equal, again we are making a check. We are reading the status of the keys which are connected to the 8051 microcontroller. Fine. Next, if the content of A and the immediate data, if they are equal, then what should we do is, you can have a look at the checkbox which is present here. After reading the status of the key, we have to check whether the key is pressed. If the key is pressed, then a delay of 10 millisecond needs to be introduced. So that is what we are going to do. Let me introduce a delay using the instruction lcall. So call is an instruction which can be used to switch the program from one subroutine to another subroutine. Okay, it can also be used to switch the program from main program to another subroutine program. So in this case, we are switching from one subroutine to another subroutine. I'm calling a subroutine program called as delay. This delay subroutine program will be having all necessary instructions to create a delay for 10 milliseconds. So this is a standard algorithm for delay subroutine program in the keyboard logic. Fine. So after this, if you have a look at the flow chart, the next step is we have to read the keys for second time, and again we have to check whether the key is pressed or not, and based on the response of this condition, check condition, the key will be accepted for further process. Fine. So we have to do this. Let me do this by writing the code. Move A comma P1. The same line is repeated here because the instruction is reading the keys, which means the same instruction we wrote in the first part of the program is repeated again. The content of P1 register is moved onto the accumulator. After I move this, again I'm trying to compare the content of accumulator with the standard data. So it is CJNE A comma, the content is compared against the data FF. Okay, so in case if the content of A and FF, if they are not equal, I am instructing the program to move to a location labeled by word PRO. Okay, so wherever this label is present, the program will be switched to that particular location. Fine. So what if the contents are equal? What if the contents of A and FF are equal? If they are equal, the next sentence I'm going to write is, the next instruction is long jump, L jump. So L jump, I'm going to give a tag here, a label here. The label is called as again. Fine. So this again label, I'm going to attach it to the line move A comma P1. The meaning of this, the purpose of this L jump statement is, if the content of accumulator and the immediate data, if they are equal, then again we have to check for the status of the key. Okay, why are we doing this again and again? Because only if the content of A and the immediate data FF, if they are not equal, it means that a particular key has been pressed by the user. Otherwise, if they are equal, it indicates that no key is pressed by the user, okay, which is not our requirement. Fine. So now coming to the last part of the program. The last part of the program is we have to again ensure that the key is pressed, and if the key is still pressed, then we have to accept the key, and after accepting the key code will be read, and the read key code will be used for doing some task in the application. Fine. So let me again introduce a delay here. So the delay is introduced by a statement L call delay. This will introduce a delay for 10 milliseconds. So this is to ensure that there is no bouncing happening. Okay, so we are calling this delay. This delay subroutine program, in some textbooks you will read it as debounce delay. Okay, the purpose of this delay, 10 millisecond delay, is to give time for the debouncing action in the keyboard to take place. Fine. So after this, after calling this delay for 10 milliseconds, next we have to accept the key. How to accept the key? Accepting the key is like storing the key code of a particular key which is pressed. How do we do that? The same instruction again we are going to follow, which is move A comma P1. Now the data which is available in the port 1 will be the final data which has got the key code. The key code of the key which is pressed by the user. That key code is now switched to the accumulator. Fine. So after switching the data, after transferring the data from the port register to accumulator, as a programmer, I can do whatever I wish to do with the content of that particular port. Fine. So here I'm going to terminate the statement. So what I will do is I will write a return statement. So this return statement will return the program pointer from this subroutine program to the main program again. Whenever the application requires usage of keyboard, so during that time we can write a code, we can write a main program such that this particular subroutine program is called, and once every task is done, the return statement will take the program pointer from this location to the main program location. Fine. Thank you.